So this is how your orchestrator looks like. So I was struggling a bit to get the access to this orchestrator. So it looks like this is a trial version. I'm not sure how reliable this is, but this is how your actual orchestrator in production also looks like. So how do you get this? Okay. So all you have to do is when you open this specific website, which is platform dot. So when you enter, go to this website, so it redirects you to this home page. So here for the first time, all you have to do is click on this become a tenant, and then give your tenant name and all these details, and then you will be redirected. So an account will be created, and then you will be redirected to this page. So let me give my details. Okay, so once you log in, you will get to this page. So this is your home page on your orchestrator. So if you see, this is just a web application. So this is just a website. So all you have to do is to link your UiPath to your code. You'll have to download your UiPath client. So let me download that UI robot. Okay, looks like some of these have validation errors. So firstly, you'll have to connect your machine to your orchestrator. For doing that, you need to have a UiPath UI robot, that is a small client that is to install. So I have earlier got that when I installed the actual version, but in this, I'm not sure how to get that. Okay, anyways, let me try and see here. These are queues and assets, schedules, jobs, process. Okay, go to packages. No, we don't have any in my robots. And trust, so this is going to give me the key. Okay, no, within runtime the logging level details. Um, Licensing. Yes, robots. I just want to download the client what we have. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. So all I have to do is service host.exe. That is a small link that, sorry, that's a small client software that will be installed on your system automatically when you install your UiPath. But I don't know why you're not getting it here. Let me go to my task manager. Okay, go to service. Okay, let us do one thing. Okay, it is published. You should have small UI icon here that will be installed when you install the version. But I'm not getting it there, but I see that here. Yes. So what do you do is you go to your UiPath services host, right click, open file location and search for UI robot. So you will find it just as how I found it. Okay, and then double click on this icon which you have as UI. Once you double click on that, you will find that UI service running in your desktop. You see, so in my system stay earlier this was not visible. So this is the robot client that will be installed on your system. So if you see here, it will show you all the available process, connected, disconnected, and all that stuff. Okay. So once you have these two things running up, one is your orchestrator. So we have seen how do we install this orchestrator. So you go to your platform.uipath.com, register as a tenant, and you can give those details to login. So once you log in your system, create this UI, shoot up this UI robot service, and then to connect your robot, sorry, your orchestrator to your client, all you have to do is click on this plus, and then you will get a key, right? So this is your important key which will link your orchestrator to your system. So let me copy this, say cancel, click here, right click, go to properties, settings, and here this is the escape that thing. So this is your machine name. So copy your robot key whatever you have copied from your orchestrator, and next the robot link is orchestrator link is pretty common link what you everybody has. So all you can do is click that thing here. Okay, so just click on connect, and before connecting that, let me copy this thing. I say connect. uh, Edit this thing, and then copy your key, and paste it here, copy this, give connect. There are no robots with the specified license key. Oh, will this not work because this is not a valid version? Okay, I'm not sure why. So I guess this, our license version which we currently have is not supported by this. But usually, what you have to do is once you get your orchestrator link here, that is, you will have a separate link with some big code. It is not simply straight like this. So instead of having just a simple platform.uipath.com, you will have a very big queue because it says unregistered. Probably that is the reason I'm not able to link my system. So all you have to do is copy this link and then go to your UI robot, give your orchestrator here and the robot key. So from where do you get your robot key? All you have to do is go to your robots, click on this plus, you will get your robot key here. So you have to select this, copy, and then give it in your orchestrator's link. So give your link here. And once you click on this connect, so it gets connected, you will not get such error. Instead, it will get connected. Once you get connected, whatever machine name that you're seeing here as desktop JHU, JHHV, that will be available here. So you'll have to click on this plus. And if you see in your drop down, you will see that machine name, and you can give a specific name and the username and the password to log into that system. So this domain slash username is the ID or password that you use to log into that system. So for example, if you have your Windows system and you have an account, say guest account, and the username is guest and the password is 12345. So in that case, you'll have to give your domain name as guest and the password is 12345. And here you can set this to production, non-production, attended, unattended, development, all the stages. So we will be using development because we are just checking if it works or not. And then you can just give a description telling what kind of robot this is and why are you creating this. So once you do this and click on this provision, that will create a new robot. So inside this is just as how you have your node data to show. Instead of this, you will have one robot name that is created now. So basically, so in our UiPath Studio language, we say robots are the codes, right? But here it is a slight difference. So here robots are your systems. So currently, whatever system you link, they are called as your robots. Then what are your actual robots or the running code? They are all your processes. So you will have all your robots or your code deployed into your process. So you can select. So for example, if you join this, if you once you join this system to your orchestrator, and then go to your system and then click on this publish. So you will have this thing published, and you can see the version number here, package version, right? So you will have that specific value displayed in your process. So if you see, you will have all the publishings that you do inside your system. So for example, if I have two projects here, so this current project name is, what is the name of this project? So this is UiPath new. Sorry, this the project name that we have created here is new. So you will have one new addition or row here giving that new. But once you give that new, you can just select this. Inside this, select the value and then whichever package that you want, and we'll see what this environment is. Okay, so we haven't seen about this environment. So there are different kinds of environments that you create. So let us in depth see what exactly does this environment do and why do we need it. Okay, and these jobs are the final things that you do once you set up everything. The schedules we will see, and these assets we will see. So I've told you that instead of extracting the username and password from your Windows desktop or your Windows credential manager, you can extract it from your orchestrator also, right? So for that, all you have to do is click on this plus, give name of the asset as Amazon login. Okay, and what type of text is it? Is it text boolean integer? So this is a credential. So what is the username? My username is reddysangir93 at the rate gmail.com. And let me say password is 123456789. Okay, and then you click on add. So by doing this, all what you're doing is you are creating a password or a credential in your orchestrator, right? So once you have this thing created in your UiPath code, you can just extract the orchestrator or get the asset. So if you see, there is a simple activity called get asset. So here, all you have to do is give your asset name. What is the name of the asset that you have given? Amazon login. Probably this is that thing, right? Oh, oh, oh. Name is Amazon login. and then you give an okay, your ID password will be retrieved into this text. Okay, so once you have this text from here, you can extract the ID and password whatever you have created here. So let me edit this. So ID and password whatever you have created, extract from here, and then you can use that in your code. Okay, so this is how you extract information from your orchestrator instead of directly extracting it from the Windows credential manager. So there are advantages and disadvantages for both of this. So if you see, this asset manager is a bit more weaker compared to your actual Windows credential manager. So basically whoever has access to this orchestrator, usually all the developers will have access to your orchestrators because developers will be triggering the robots and monitoring them. So even if the employee is saving their ID and password in this, it is a bit of risky here because the developers have access, although they cannot extract the password from here, because if you see, if you try to click on this password or extract from here, you will not have anything. But still it is not recommended to have, your password inside this. Instead, if you are having dedicated machines or Windows systems to run your robots, then it is always recommended to add passwords to your credential manager. This also is an option what your UiPath Pro offers alongside your Windows credential manager. Okay, so first of all, let's go ahead and see what is this robots, process, jobs, and environments. Yes. So I will give you a small brief uh, illustration of what exactly does it do. Okay. So now let me say this is my machine, whatever I'm using now, right? This is my machine for developing code. Okay, so this is my small piece of code where, so okay, this is that part. This is my developer machine. Okay, next I have my orchestrator. So let us represent my orchestrator in a different shape. Okay, this is my orchestrator. Okay, and now what we do is we have to bring a link or a connection between these two, right? So we need to have a link in between these two. So how do we maintain this link? Oh man. Okay. So now how do we get this link? So this link is extracted from your orchestrator key and URL. Okay, so you extract your you extract your orchestrator's key and URL from your orchestrator and put that inside your developer machine. So this is my developer machine. Let us consider this is my developer machine. So I have my UI robot. I go to this UI robot client, click on that, go to settings and open the settings, and inside this I will give my key and URL what I'm extracting from my orchestrator. So whatever I'm extracting from here, that is going into my robot key and robot URL. So once I click on connect with my actual username, URL and robot key, so then you will be able to see all your connected systems in your robots, right? So the first step is extract URL and key from orchestrator and use them to connect your developer machine to orchestrator, right? So how do you do it? Go to UI robot in system tray and go to settings and key in the URL and key for the robot and click on connect to connect the system to. Okay, we already have that, right? So this is how you connect your robot to your orchestrator. That is your developer machine to your orchestrator. That is your first step. So when you do this, all your robots, all your machines that are connected will be available in your robots. Second step is the connected developer machine will be visible in the robots section of orchestrator. Okay, so this is your first important step where you, where you connect your system to your orchestrator. Next, you have to send your code to your orchestrator, right? So till now we have only connected our system. Now the second step is whatever code you have built in your local machine, that has to be available in your orchestrator. So for that, you go to first build your code and check in your local system, and if it is running all fine, then click on your setup and click on publish. Next important step is click on setup in the toolbar section and click on publish and save the package version number. So what is this package version number? When you click on this publish, you will get this package version. So click on Control C, then whatever is available of this version, that will be copied to your clipboard. So if you save in a notepad, you will get something like this. So this is the important thing. So this will keep a what do you call, a record or a list of all the packages that you have published. So for example, let me say I have checked some code in my system and I published that code. So currently that code is available in my orchestrator, and next I want to do some changes to that code and again publish. So in that time, so I'll change something like an assign, I'll add an assign here and then say equals to. So I have added the small assign, and now when I publish, I'll get a different version name, which different version number, correct? So if you see here again, when I save this, so if you see the version number has been updated, it is 38790 and here it is 38817. So this package version will also be available in my orchestrator, but this will not contain the changes whatever I have done recently. So to make sure that all the changes that you have done recently are available in your system, you have to publish your code and make a note of all your version numbers. Okay, so now whenever you use this version number, you will be using the latest code. So let us see how do you get to the using this version number and the previous version number. Okay, so for now you have sent your code available, you have published your code to your orchestrator, and then once you publish your code to orchestrator, what are you supposed to do? Go to your orchestrator link, click on processes. Okay, so then when you click on plus, go to processes on orchestrator and click on plus icon on the right top to select the package name and package version to create the executable file. Okay, so now whatever code that you have generated and published to your orchestrator, that will be displayed here. So for example, in my system currently I have this new, right? So when I publish this code, so if you see we have copied this, right? Yes, so the package name will be new. So from your list, sorry, from the list of packages that you have, so here if you see it displays as package name, when you click on this drop down, you will get all the list of packages till now you have published. So for now that we have published only new, you should be listed with new here. So you will select that. Once you select the package name, and then you will be able to click on this package version. So when you click on this package version, you will be displayed with all the packages that you have displayed till now. or published till now. So if you see, the latest version is 38817. So before that we had something like 37690 or something. So those two versions, whatever you have published, would be available in your package version. So you will have to select the appropriate package, and then you'll have to select this environment. So let us see what this environment is. Okay, so for now, select the appropriate package and package version to create the executable file. Okay, next. Okay, actually before doing this, so this is fifth step. Before doing this, you'll have to create a environment. So what is an environment? So whenever you create a robot and you want to run in any machine, so basically let's think, or consider that we have two robots connected to our two systems connected to my orchestrator. So if you see, I can go here, open my robot, and connect this to an orchestrator and with the robot and URL and key. Let us say I give this URL and key to all of you guys here now, and everybody does this thing. So in that case, my robots will contain nearly 3 or 4 systems of all of us connected to this orchestrator, right? And then if I want to run a robot, which machine should it run? So should it run in your machine, my machine, or any of your other friends machine, or which machine? So there are 4 machines that are connected exactly. So if this is your developing code, and let me say I have system 1, and then system 2, and system 3, and one more system 4. So let us say these are all connected with, these are not connected as your clients. Instead, all these are connected as your robot, sorry, not as developer codes, instead as your execution systems. Okay. So let me say this is my executable system 1. So this is my executable system 2. This is my executable system 3. And this is my executable system 4. So I have 4 such systems now connected to my system, to my orchestrator. So I sent one piece of code. Oh, sorry. Let me now just say my piece of code is new. Oh, there is no point in doing this. So I have created one system, one robot, and I want to fill it with, say, pink color. Oh, oh, this is my executable system 4. And then let me create a small circle of color, say red. Okay, let us say these round blobs are all your robots. So I have one more blue robot. So I have these two robots currently available in my orchestrator, right? So these are the two robots that I have sent from my developer machine into my orchestrator, right? So how did I do this? I did this by using publish in my system. So I published my code and it is available in my orchestrator. So now I have to create environments to link each of the systems. So let me say I create one environment. So this is my environment 1, and this is my environment 2, env1. And in this one I will connect systems 1 comma 2, right? And then in this, let's say this is my environment 2, and in this I connect systems 3 and 4. Okay, so now what am I doing? I have my developer machine. So these are the two robots. These are the two robots that I have, right? So this is one robot. This blue color one is one robot, and the red color one is another robot. So I published those two robots to my system, to my orchestrator, and from this orchestrator, I want to run this blue color robot in my environment one. So why do I want to run this blue only in environment one? Because so each and every robot that you have might require different packages. So if you see earlier, whenever we go to our packages and see, we have a few specific packages that are installed, right? So when you click on each of these packages, you also get a version. So usually these versions keep changing, that is they get updated very frequently. So let us consider we have created a robot in in this month, that is say July 2018, and we have these particular version numbers. So let me say my version is 26865, and for FTP it is 16240 and all this. So then you have configured your robots, your executable system 1 and 2 to these package versions. So if you have, so correct, so let us think that tomorrow probably in March 2019 you will have to create another robot, right? So that has many updated functionalities in your codes, and you see that your package versions have been changed, so they have been updated. In that case, you cannot run your say, let us say this red color robot which is created in March 2019. This robot cannot run in your older systems because this does not have updated packages. And also there is a high chance that this blue color robot, that is the robot that we have created now, might not run in the systems that has updated packages. So you understand the problem of these packages. Since you have these discrepancies in the different types of packages, so we create these environments. So whatever systems that I have, I configure them to one environment and tell this environment one is linked to my blue color robot. Or let me say I have this robot linked to this, and then I have this robot linked to this, uh, right? So I have the blue color robot linked to environment 1 and red color one linked to environment 2. So this will make sure that, and also this will also give us an extra opportunity that if at all one of the systems is busy in this, so let me say I have my system 3 busy, but when I run my robot it will trigger in system 4 because both are linked to the same environment, but it would never go and trigger in your system 1 or system 2. So that is one another advantage that you have when you have these environments configured. So right, so next, select appropriate systems depending on packages and dependent softwares installed, and make them into a environment. So let us see how do we do that environment in Orchestrator, and save that with a unique name, right? So we have seen the actual functionality of this orchestra and environment. So in your UiPath, let us see how do we do it. Sorry, in your Orchestrator, let us see how do we do it. So here, all you have to do is click on your environments. So once you do this, click on your plus. Here, let me say this is my robot 1, and then what is the type of the environment, dev, test or prod, and you can give your descriptions and use this create. So once you create these environments, it would ask to select the robots. So what are robots? If you see, these robots are the all the systems that are connected to your orchestrator, correct? So all you have to do is select all the particular robots or the systems that are configured under this environment, and you create and click on update. So you will have this environment saying robot 1, and all the type of all the robots whatever you have linked will be available in this robot 1. So when you go to your processes or jobs, especially, okay, we'll see jobs later. So currently let us see process. So this process will have all your robots that are published to your system. So right, so now you have your environments configured, your systems connected, and your robots published to your orchestrator. So the next thing that you have to do is run these published codes called as process in a system, in a connected system, right? In a connected system called as robot in our orchestrator through jobs. So what are the jobs? These jobs are simple triggering mechanism for running your codes called as process in connected systems called as robots. So to make sure that this process runs only in this robot, you create environments using environments. So here you go and click on your jobs, right? So you click on your start. So you can select any process. Since we do not have any process currently configured, if at all you have this process configured, you will be listed down with the process that you have, and then you can select that. Once you select that, you can see these robots coming up. So whichever particular system you want to select, you can select that and click on start. So once you click on start, what it does is your orchestrator will trigger a simple command to the connected system, and that will log out of the current session. Or if, for example, if I configure your system to my orchestrator, say let us say one of your student system to my orchestrator, and I click on run, then the current user that you have logged in will be logged out automatically, and whatever username and password that you have given while creating these robots, right? So when you click on this plus, it will ask for your username and password. So it will try to log in with this username and password into the system connected, that is one of your systems, and then it will send this process. So whatever robot that is currently available in your orchestrator will be sent to your system and will be triggered in your system. So this will be running in your system, and until and unless the robot execution is completed, your system will not be available for you to log in. Instead, it will be the robot will be taking control of your system. So once you have the execution completed, then the robot will log out of your system and control will come back. Then again you can log into your system. So you will see the complete status of the execution of that process here. So you will see that if it is queued, or if it is executing, or if it is waiting, or if the system is down, or if the execution is completed. Okay. So once you have all the execution completed, it will tell that as execution is closed, and you can click on the stats to see if the execution is complete or if it has failed or any of such reasons. Okay. And then we have something called schedules. So this jobs is something that you have to manually go and trigger, right? So instead of that, you can just schedule a job. So all you have to do is give the time, date, and day, which how many times you want to repeat it, if you want it to run every day, or every weekday, or every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and for how long, and until which date, or if it is forever, and all those details can be provided here. So you can say the name is let us say schedule name is robo 1 schedule, right? And you can select the process, and then you'll have to select the time zone. So let me say my time zone is GMT. Okay, there's no GMT. New Delhi. Okay. So let us say my time zone is New Delhi, and then I want to trigger, is it in like every minute or every hour or every day or weekly? What all days in a week? So let me say I want to run only on Monday and Friday, and at what time? So let me say I want to run this at 15 hours, 30 minutes. Okay, 15 hours and how many minutes? It's 30 minutes. And is it monthly, weekly, and all those details you can set here. So right, so you can also set the actions if you want to stop after. So there are a few robots which usually keep waiting for the user to key in inputs and all those. So you can tell for how many hours do the robot has to wait and execute and stop, and is your execution target. So if you give specific robots, what are the robots that you want to select? So you can see all the robots that are available here, and or also a number of robots, and say there is one, two, three, or how many robots you want to trigger in different machines. So you can do all this using your scheduler. So this is scheduler where you need not manually go and trigger every time. Instead, that will be automatically triggered using this information that you provide here. Okay, so assets we have seen, and yes, this queues. So what does this queues do? So these queues are the actual kind of database or repository that will keep a hold of all the executions that you have done till now. So in your robot, you will just have to include a small piece of code called get queue item. So this will get your queue item. You will have to create a queue name in your orchestrator. So let me say I want to create a queue name, and it says a unique reference, and all these are simple details. We usually give unique reference as no, auto retry also no, and so, and then you'll give a name, say robot hyphen one, and say the queue for first robot, and you create. So then you will have this same robot number one. So you will copy this, and inside your robot, so you will, inside this queue names, you will give your queue name. So this is your queue name, and whatever output that the queue name is getting, that will be given into your queue item. So you'll have to create a queue item and keep updating your process into your queue item. So let me say update queue, or yes, you'll have to set transaction status. So inside your queue item, you'll have to add every. So this is the area where you will give your transaction item, and then so for every execution of this robot, what do? You create a transaction item. So this, so it's like you have a stack of. Okay, let me show you in a figure. So this is your queue. So let me say this is my queue1. So this is the queue, and then if for every run, what I would do is, so if you see for every run, I will get the queue name. So this get queue name will, sorry, this get queue name will give me this complete queue. So get queue name will give me this complete queue, and then what do? I say I'm adding a transaction item. So when I say add a transaction item, that will add a new item to this. So I will add a new transaction item, and in this transaction item, I will keep updating if it is successful or failure and all those details. So what will I do in my set transaction status? I will tell if it is successful or failed, and then give the reason. If it is failed, I will give if it is a business error or an application error, or if it is successful, I'll keep successful. So what will happen for every update I do, my queue item will be filled with either the success run or okay. So I have run maybe let us say twice. One is successful and one is a failure. So here I'll have one success and one failure. So when you go to your orchestrator and see here, you will have a complete list of all the available successful runs and failure runs. Number of successful runs will be 0. How many times I have run and what is the in progress status. So if I have 4 robots running, then you will tell how many robots are currently in progress, and then you can say transactions, and this will give you all the transactions that you have done till now. And also you can make pie charts, bar graphs out of all the execution that you have done till now. So probably the row for here, and this queue, probably this information with this small queue item will give you the complete information of your complete 1 year period. How many executions have you done, and how many have failed, how many have successful, and what is the success rate, and what is the average execution time. If it has failed, did it fail mostly for application exception or business exception? All those details will be logged into this using your queue item. So all you have to do is import your queue item, and then keep adding a transaction item and update its status. So this is what small piece of code that you have to do in your system if you are connecting your robot to your orchestrator. So this will also give you an idea about how your robot has run over a specific period of time, and it will give you an idea about how to design your next robots and what changes you have to do and where is it exactly failing. Okay, so that is pretty much of how exactly do we use this orchestrator, and how do we publish our codes, how do we set up orchestrator, how do we link our orchestrator to your systems, creating environments, and then creating robots process and all that stuff. Is that clear or any doubts? If we were able to link our system to this robot, probably I would have shown you all this in real time, but I don't know why I'm not able to. Probably this is because it's just a trial version. Whatever I'm trying, I'm not able to actually connect the system, so we use this key. So this is pretty common. And then I only doubt about the orchestrator URL. So let me say settings. This is my robot key. This is for sure absolutely true. This URL should actually contain some unique characters. It would not be this straightforward actually. Let me go and check in my Gmail if I have received any mail from this orchestrator. Okay, no, no. Okay, let me go to my spam and check just in case. Okay, I don't have it. So probably it is because this is the input, trial version, and that is why it is not. I'm not able to link it. So, but once you get this link, it will be all straightforward. You can also go through the online link, whatever they have provided. That is very straightforward, and whatever we have, just as how we have seen in the class. So, I'll also send this file across. Probably, if this can help any of you while actually implementing or using this orchestrator orchestrator setup. So, any doubts before we close our session and this course? Any doubts on previous classes or today's classes? Are you all comfortable with orchestrator as what we have seen today? Probably it looks like so much to understand, but it is very straightforward. So if you just see this diagram and try to analyze what exactly each one of this does, it is very simple and straightforward. It is just that the terminology is a bit confusing, but or else it is simply straightforward as how you do for any of the central linking softwares. Is that clear? Yes? No? Or any doubts? If there are no doubts, then that would be the end of our course and session. I have forwarded you the assignments. Please go through that. If you have any doubts, you can mail me. I will always take some time, but before replying back, but I will for sure do that. Do mail me if you find any issues implementing any of the solutions using UiPath. At any point of time, I'll be free to help. But please mention that you were a student once, and this is your name and so stuff before you directly get into the topic. I will be available to help. I'll feel free to help. Okay. Okay. So if there are no questions and anything more to discuss, then can we close the session? Okay. I hope people are all comfortable, but not coming up with anything. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for joining. You guys have been a great student, and I'll try to send this across. And anytime, any doubts, you can just note my number probably. This is my mobile number. You can reach me out. First, try to mail me if I'm not available or if you're not responding. Probably you can just drop a text. I'll come back to you. Okay, and thanks for joining. I'll just send across this text and small paint. It should be helpful.